That body count, I don't need it to be in the hundreds. I don't see how he's strong enough to handle that. The highlight of a wedding is the dress. Well, you have to start off with a cool garment bag. I definitely love the purple, my favorite color. And here it goes. Let's see if it still fits. And here's the money shot. Y'all, I love this dress. And don't forget the blue, okay? Don't mind that it's dirty, okay? I did not clean it after wearing it, but really pretty. I was a bride once. Let's talk about this book. See, 11 years ago, this dress fit pretty well, okay? But I absolutely love it. So anyway, y'all, I am here to tell you about a book that I read called A Memoir of an Open Marriage, okay? Now, I am definitely not in one of those. I don't think that your girl can hang with that. Now, I have no idea who Molly Rhodes Winter is, but you know what? She had a story to tell, and I wanted to read it, okay? This thing is so wrinkled. Now, my girl Jaleesa at Reading Beyond the Book Cover talked about this book on her channel, and I had to go and check it out. Now, while I'm talking about this book, I am going to put some photos from my wedding up in case you're interested. It was a fun time. Everything went okay except for the cake. Now, in this book, Miss Molly talks about how her and her husband have an open marriage, about why they did it, about being that nice, shiny new penny in someone's eyes and feeling special and not just being relegated to just being a wife and mother, you know, to spice things up. You know what? I get it. Like I said, not for me, but I get it. Now, one thing I did think that this book was lacking, though, is that conversation that started it. Like, who started, hey, let's get into an open marriage? I kept waiting for that part to occur of how do you bring that up to a spouse from the beginning, and the book did not tackle that, so that was lacking for me. It talked about a lot of the interesting scenarios that Molly got into in this book. You know, she met some characters and did some things that I would not have expected her to do and compromised herself. But you know what? Girl has a very free spirit and is free with some things that I definitely am not, okay? But I do like that, you know, new relationship energy. I have definitely lost that. But if you come from my man, I will definitely pick it back up. Now, I will say this though, it is a lot of energy trying to figure out how to get into these new relationships. How do you find these individuals for this open marriage? Like, homegirl was on Ashley Madison, you know, that's that dating site for married people back in the day where all the people got busted because somebody hacked the site. I saw a documentary on that. That was a fun time. She was also on OkCupid and all these other dating sites. So to me, it just leads me to believe that you got a lot of people out there cheating, and you know, they may say they're in an open marriage, but are they really? You never really know. So I think dating is already hard enough, but when you have these open marriage people on these sites, it just adds a whole new element, okay? I have been single. I have been on those dating sites. I have a lot of single friends that are on those dating sites, and it's trash out there, y'all. It's hard. So I would have thought that getting married would help alleviate that. Leave those days in the past, all the days of heartbreak. But old girl is still on the dating sites coming back crying to her husband about how she got her heart broken by another man. I don't see how he's strong enough to handle that. And I also called into question, with the amount of dates her and her husband went on, who is back at home parenting their children? I just had so many questions because neither one of them seemed like they were at home long enough. Not to mention, y'all, this open marriage stuff is also increasing the body count. That body count, I don't need it to be in the hundreds. And I don't want my man up in the streets. And again, that leads to a whole nother question about safety, okay? Now, homegirl came back with a few UTIs, okay? And when you're going out there, you know, you don't know the cleanliness and hygiene of other people, and everybody's body chemistry is different. You're just opening a whole nother can of worms that should have been alleviated once you got married with a one partner. But I will say this, when it comes to a marriage or any sort of relationships, I do believe in you making your own rules. What fits for one person does not fit for everybody. So make your own rules, be happy with it, make sure you're on the same page. And that's one of the things that I really liked about this book. Now, I will say the husband was a bit of a horn dog, if you ask me, okay? Now, he came off in the book as very supportive and sensitive to her needs and about what she wants, and every time that she talked about potentially taking the marriage out of this open status, he was against it, talking about, oh, she's gonna want to open the marriage up again. I think he basically liked that he could have his cake and eat it too. He had not only a wife who was devoted and parenting the kids when they were home, he also had a steady girlfriend of years, and he also had a few side pieces. So homeboy was not lacking in any sense of the word and was not missing out on anything, okay? So he just, to me, just came off as idyllic when it just seems like I don't think that he was genuine about it, about looking out for her needs. I think he was just looking out for his own, but that's just me. Molly doesn't have a problem with it apparently, so I'm gonna just let her roll. But overall, I did enjoy this book. It was a good time. It brought up a lot of conversation topics about what exactly is a relationship, what do you want out of it, what does your partner want out of it, and how your relationship can run, because there's so many different types of love out there, and you figure out what works for you, okay? But I think monogamy definitely works for me, because while I can see the appeal of having, you know, multiple love interest out there, it's a lot of work, and your girl is just tired. I work and I got books to read, okay? But I did like, I got to wear the pretty dress again, and you know, it fit for the most part. We're not gonna talk about the back, okay? But very nostalgic, okay? So I hope you have a good reading day. Let me know if you, you know, have any thoughts about an open marriage, and what do you think of it, okay? So until then, happy reading, y'all.